Hello everybody, Bruce here with another short video on another unit of measurement that can be used in responsive web design. So I'm in the chapter 8 sample files. I'm in the one named 05 VW units.html. And what I want to show you here is the HTML. It's got a header and a main. It's really exciting. In the header, there's an H1, and the main has a paragraph. In fact, it looks just like that. Okay, and when I resize the window here, right, you can see the paragraph does its thing, right? It wraps around, right? Pretty basic stuff, right? But notice here, right? See this window, how it's wrapping around like this, and let me show you what's going on. Okay, so you see this body selector here that's got a width of 95 VW, viewport width, the viewport being the size of the window, right? So it's for the body, right? And let's just say I make this 50, okay? 50 viewport widths. So notice it's centered, right? Because we have the margin 0 auto, right? That's top and bottom, and left and right are auto, right? So that's taking up 50 units, okay, of the browser window, right? Now, a VW unit is 1/100th of the width of the window. That's 1/100th, right? So if I make this 10, right, that's taking up 1/10th of the Windows viewport width. In fact, see what happens here when I make it skinnier, right? It goes a little wider when we do this right here. You see that right there? Okay, so check that out, right? So if I make it, 20, right? Whoops, 20, and I go back here, right? That's 20 viewport width units, right? And each unit is 1/100th, right? So I just wanted to show you that. Those are VW units, viewport width. I'm going to go back to 95, and you can see here, right, that it's taking up 95 viewport width units. All right. So the next thing I wanted to show you was a second file here called calculate fluid widths. And this one, actually not that one, vmin, 05 vmin units, all right? So let's look at this file. Let's open it up, and it's using embedded CSS. And let's look at this one right here, okay? See already that this one, when we're using a different unit called vmin, it's wrapping. The same text is wrapping, right? So what's going on here is this vmin is the viewport minimum. And what that means is it's going to take the height and the width of the active viewport. And what it's going to do is vmin is equal to 1/100th the height, and same thing with the what do you call it, the width. All right, so whichever one is smaller, it's going to do 95 of those. Okay, so I know that's kind of weird. There's a good explanation in the textbook. So let's go back here, and that's 95, right? And if I make this window smaller, let me see if I can do that here. Let me see if I can do it without screwing things. See, look what I'm doing here. I'm making the height different, and the window is responding because the vmin is going to take the smaller, whether the width is smaller or the height is smaller, and take the smaller of the two and set the width of that element to that, right? So let's see if we can play around here. See, we can't get that smaller, but we can make the height smaller. See that? So the height is smaller, so it's making the width the smaller of the two. okay, using 95 of those particular units. And it's doing the same thing here with padding. It's making it 2.5 viewport minimum, okay? So that's pretty interesting to play with. If I make it, if I make it 22.5, right, you can see that it's 22.5 viewport. The width is bigger. So yeah, see what it's doing there? See what it's doing here? This is min, by the way, so I meant smaller. So it's taking the smaller of the two. And what I want you to do is play around with this stuff to see how these units work, and especially in responsive web design. So I want you to download the files, look at the 2 files that I covered in this video, and play around with these particular units of measurement and how they can apply to your responsive web design that you're now learning about.